All right, welcome back to another episode of Watch Me Mix. It's time to do some work on the master fader and put this one to bed. Just as a reminder, in this series, what I'm doing is I'm doing essentially like a first pass mix on songs and just sort of getting them set up so that me or the client or whoever can just sort of rock out to them, listen to them, and really enjoy them. And this is really not intended to be sort of like a final mix because I'm not the artist of these tunes. I'm just doing these as demos. So keep that in mind. This is not necessarily final, but it's an idea for just being able to listen to the tune, enjoy it, and not worry so much about, you know, the details of whether or not something is loud enough or anything like that, and just being able to enjoy the tune. A lot of times when you track something initially, the listen back isn't that great. You can just kind of hear it, but it can be a little bit disappointing after tracking when you listen back because things are not balanced properly. So this is a demonstration of how do you get quickly to the point where you can enjoy the song, enjoy that you've worked so hard on these recordings, and that's what I'm doing here. So let's jump in. What I've done is I've put a gain plugin on the master fader because the whole mix is a little bit loud. Another thing that I could have done is just basically turn every track down, but this works as well. So I just pulled 6 dB off the whole mix so that I can lead into my mastering plugins here with a little bit more healthy gain without having to worry about any peaks. Then I threw on the mix tightener preset from F6. I tweaked this just very slightly. I think I brought this band down a little bit. And that's sort of where I am so far. So take a listen to it before and after. I'm just listening to the sort of bridge part.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that's all you will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try to turn the world apart.
So that's that. Another thing I did off camera is I turned the drums and perk track down 3 dB. I think I'm going to take it to 2. And I actually turned the bass up, I think, by 1 dB. Just continuing to balance as I go. And that's sort of the game, is as you pick away at this, it starts to become this little game of numbers. This up a little bit, this down a little bit, and it slowly falls into place. All right, so the next plugin here is the SSL. So this is just a bus compressor that helps to kind of get everything feeling sort of like it all happened on the same day in the same place at the same time, and just sort of mixing the whole thing together. It's just a very few dB of bus compression. This is a really, really great plugin to mess with. Works great on vocals too.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that's all you will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try to turn the world apart. If that's a way to find you and
So I usually just put the makeup gain to 0. I don't want to get any gain on this plugin. I'm going to get all my gain in the L3 or this BlackBox Masterdesk, one of those two. And then I try to be under 4 dB of compression. Sometimes I barely want the needle move. Other times I want it way up. But usually I'm right around, 2-ish dB of compression on the needle here.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that's all you will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try to.
All right, next plugin is MixCentric by Greg Wells. This one I use sometimes, not all the time. I don't think I'm going to use it on this one, but I'll show you what it does. This brings out some saturation to sort of like the low high end, the low part of the high end, or the high part of the middle. That's where I'm really hearing this mostly. It can sound really good on a track that just sort of sounds sort of dull and not, I don't know, not shiny enough, if you will. I'll crank it. You can hear what it sounds like.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that's all you will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try to turn the world apart. If that's a way to find you and
I think on this track, I'm just going to leave it there just a little bit. S1 Imager, this is a stereo spread. This just opens things up a little bit. Sometimes I don't find it to be open enough. Most times I don't find it to be open enough. And I like this bus stereo spreader here. And I usually will bring the width up to usually like 1.3-ish, somewhere in there. And I won't mess with anything else really in here.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that's all you will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try to turn the world apart. If that's a way to find you.
Yep, that's good. And what happens is as I do this, a lot of times I want to make little tweaks on the tracks. I'm going to take the vocals and bring them down just 1 dB. Okay, that's the S1 imager. Oh, I didn't even have it on here. Let me see here.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try.
Yeah, that's fine. Right around 1.3 is fine. Just a little bit of space. Vocals got brought down a little bit. Okay, next one, ChromaGlow. A lot of times I won't use this if I used MixCentric or vice versa. So this just, again, some saturation.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try.
I'm on the Mix Magic. Some of these plugins would be disastrous to apply to the whole mix. I'm sorry, some of these presets would be disastrous to apply to the whole mix. The Mix Magic one is a nice, gentle saturation. I don't mind it here.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try. To turn the world apart, if that's a way to find you, and a place for us to fall back down. A place for us to fall asleep in sound. I'll take the world apart.
Cool. And then let me show you the BlackBox Masterdesk. You could use this on your master bus all by itself if you wanted to, without all these other things. And you can do a lot of things in here without using other plugins like this. And I have before. The main thing I'm using this one for these days is these resonance filters. I just love them. They're just great. I also will sometimes mess with the tone. And I also like to use the mono maker and stereo enhance to sort of just listen. So basically you've got a big compressor in here, and then you've got these filters, and then you've got some tone knobs, almost like an amp or something. And you got different presets and things like that. Like I said, you could do just this on the master fader and get quite a bit done. So let's take a listen here with it turned on.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try. To turn the world apart, if that's a way to find you, and a place for us to fall back down. A place for us to fall asleep in sound.
Also, you got the little De-Esser working here, which is really nice. So listening to this, I'm actually going to use this quite a bit, I think, on this mix. So I'm going to play with these tone knobs for a minute.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try. To turn the world apart, if that's a way to find you, and a place for us to fall back down. A place for us to fall asleep in sound. I'll take the world apart. Without a change of heart, I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad.
So I like this tone setup. Next thing is these resonance filters. The way these work is as I click and hold, it filters so I hear only frequencies around this one, or only, depending on what I set it to, only frequencies around this one. And the way I use these is it's set to auto solo, which means what I just said. If I hold these down, it plays this frequency. If I hear one of these frequencies being very, very loud and sort of disruptive and just sort of not pleasant, then I keep it set to this. And that means when I let go of the mouse button, it will be filtering that frequency out. Or I can just set it to off and they do nothing. So these are just common problem frequencies in a lot of modern Western music. So let's take a listen to some of them and see if any are really offensive. So this is really just the bottom of the snare drum. That's no big deal. Let's listen to 315. This one is a little much. You can hear the sort of ringing. So I'm going to leave it on that one. And then let's take a listen to these two. Hear the whistling. Let's try 6666. Not as offensive to my ear. We're going to leave it on this one. Okay, Okay, so we got those done. And what I like to do here is you can mess with the mono maker here and you can sort of hear different frequencies in mono, and that can be really helpful to sort of pick out problems. Let me play that.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try to turn the world apart if that's
Yeah, I find I tend to like it between 60 and 80, and those frequencies staying mono is really nice. And then stereo enhanced, I already got on the S1 imager, so I often will turn this all the way down and then sort of bring it in if I want it.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try.
So we're going to leave it at that. And the last thing here, well, second to last, is going to be the L3. And this is just to make sure I'm getting really close to my output ceiling, whatever I want that to be, which is usually, you know, as close to 0 as you can. The way I do this is I just pull this middle one down and play back, and we'll see how much attenuation I'm comfortable with.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try to turn the world apart if that's the way to find you and a place for us to fall down, a place for us to fall asleep in sound. I'll take the world.
Somewhere in there is good. And now I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put it at -2. Set this to whatever you need. I don't want to get into a whole discussion as to should it be -0.1 or -1 or whatever. But this is where I'm usually going to start, is -2. And this is going to be very loud, so I'm going to turn down my headphones a little bit, and you might want to turn down yours.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try to.
So now I'm getting lots of, the S's are really bugging me, so we're going to come back into this and just crank the De-Esser.
I know I've let you down before, and that I've hurt you bad. I know that song will not cut it, but I can swear I'll try to turn the world apart if that's the way to find you and a place for us to fall down, a place for us to fall asleep in sound. I'll take the world without a change of heart.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen through the entire tune here, and I'll come back and let you know any adjustments that I made before we finish up the series. All right, welcome back. I've listened through to a bunch of different parts as well as the whole song straight through. I did come up with this cool little trick right here, which is just like a filter sweep on the drums and perk during the little breakdown part. Here's the EQ I put on the drums and perk track, and listen and watch to what I have it doing. I just automated a filter sweep. It's kind of neat. All right, well, thanks for coming along with me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. More videos to come. Have a great day.